Tower Song by Townes Van Zandt. There's no intro here because the last video I uploaded is me covering this song. If you don't know it, go listen to my version, go listen to Townes' version. Really beautiful song. A beginner, not an absolute beginner piece, but a beginner piece because the right hand picking is not crazy Travis style. It's just kind of delicate arpeggios, and it's a great study in simple chords being really beautiful. But if you're a better player, don't ignore it because I still think there's a lot to learn. Townes is very careful, even with these slow arpeggios. He's super careful with what notes he picks. He does these low-end walking things. He varies up the stuff on the top. It's a great tune. We're going to learn it together. Even if you're not a great player, we're going to do it. Let's go slow, play through it. It's lovely. Capo 4th fret. Capo 4, here's the first measure. We have a C chord. And really simple 5th string, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd. So it's thumb, index, middle, index. And then the same thing with the right hand, but we change chords. It's a G chord with a B in the bass. So I've got the 2nd fret there. And then the pinky is on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And it's the same thing, 5th, 3rd, 2nd, 3rd. And it's thumb, index, middle, index. So C. And here it is, the Townesy moment. Leave it up to Townes to add these little cool parts in. So we have a D minor chord and with an extra note in there. So we're doing regular D minor, and I'm playing 4th, 2nd, 1st, 2nd. Same right hand technique, right? It's not Travis picking, it's just arpeggiated. Thumb, index, middle, index, P, I, M, I. And then he does the 3rd string there, 2nd fret, and then you move your pinky and your first finger goes down on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, but you just want to lift it. So we go from this D minor. Some people play it with their pinky, some people with the ring finger, it doesn't really matter. But we're going from a D minor, and then you lift your pinky while your first finger goes up to the 2nd string. Right, so D minor, and then it's almost like a D7 chord, but you don't need the top string. And the picking is this, right? 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2. So the rhythm's quicker there. It turns into 16th notes, 1 E and a 2, and that measure ends with kind of like an F chord, but you don't really have to think about the whole chord. I'm doing 3rd fret on the 4th string, 1st fret on the 2nd. And then I'm going down to the 2nd fret on the 4th string and then open on the 2nd. So it's the frets are 3, 1, 2, open, 4th string, 2nd, 4th string, 2nd. So that whole measure together from that D minor run. Neat. Those two measures together from the top really slow. 3, 4. Here we've got a G chord. We don't need the 5th string. And the pattern's a little bit different, so I'm doing 4th string, 2nd, 1st, 3rd, 4th, 2nd, 1st, 3rd. That's the first half of the measure. Right, no funny notes, just a G chord. Then we hit the 6th string G, then the 3rd string. I'm doing it with my index finger. And then he's pinching. It's the only moment really where he's hitting 2 together, but I'm clearly hearing that on the record. So 6, 3, pinch 4 and 2. And then he lifts this ring finger and plays open on the 6th string. So that whole measure, 4, 2, 1, 3, 6, 3, pinch 4 and 2, open. And then to speed. Next measure we're doing F. I do it with a thumb. You can play it normally, that's fine because there's not any little tricky fills. So however you want to play your F, and the pattern is 6, 3, 2, 4, and I'm doing P, I, M, P with my right hand, right? P, I, M, P. And then it goes to a C chord. 5, 2, 4, 2, right? P, M, P, M. There's the fingers. So that whole measure. Quick note, if you don't know Pima, P-I-M-A, it's the right hand fingers, comes from Spanish or Latin or something. Pima, P-I-M-A, P-I-M-A. Just a good way to refer to it without having to say thumb, index, middle, ring. The first 4 measures of the intro, nice and slow. 2, 3, 4. Okay, I know the room is messy. Don't judge me. I've had to rearrange my apartment once again. The 5-month-old needed a different room so people could sleep. Don't judge me. You know, maybe my son peed the bed last night. There's no bed sheets. Quit judging. Pay attention to the music. Don't get distracted. Clean your own room before you can criticize mine. And it's not even really my room. It's just like an office, but there's a bed in it. We don't know what's going on here. We're just trying to get by, all right? It's called the Kofufu virus. We're all dealing with it. All right, measure 5 of the intro. We're now at the second half of the intro. You almost got it. You see, this is like a beginner song. Maybe not super beginners, but it's like not a crazy picking pattern. It's manageable, doable, and very pretty. Always thoughtful. Even like this simple arpeggio pattern that anyone else would maybe just kind of wing it and play whatever. Townes is always very thoughtful and they're really pretty. All right, so now we go to an F, and I'm just doing the high strings here. We don't need the low ones, so just 1, 1, 2, 3. And he's doing thumb on the 4th string, so it's P-I-M-I, and that's 4, 2, 1, 2. And the right hand pattern is going to be the same here, but he moves it up to here. So I'm doing 6 and 5, so it's open on the 4th, 6 on the 2nd string, right? With a capo that can be confusing because your dots are no longer where they should be. So it's open on the 4th, 6th fret on the 2nd string, then 5 on the 1st string, and then back to that 2nd string. 4th, 2nd, 1st, 2nd. So that whole measure, you got the F, move it up. Really pretty, huh? And for anyone curious, that 2nd chord there was just a different way to play the D minor, right? You're just taking a couple of those notes and putting them up higher, right? So instead of doing this F to D minor, you could have did that, but really pretty. And then he makes a cool E minor next. So I've got open on the 6th string, then the 5th fret on the 2nd string, and then the 3rd fret on the 1st, and then back to the 2nd string. So open, frets are open, 5, 3, 5, and then he goes to an A minor, and the string is 5, 3, 2, open on the 6th string. Sorry, I played it wrong a second ago. So that whole measure there is, right, he has a walking bass, he transitions. So we've got 5 and 3, sorry, 3 there on the 1st string, 5 on the 2nd, and the strings are 6, 2, 1, 2. Then we go to an A minor chord, and it's 5, 3, 2, then the 6th string open. Because he's going to walk up to the F, which is the next chord. Yeah, you're going to notice these cool little signature little bass walks in there. It's even chromatic at one point. Very cool way to arpeggiate. So then we go to an F chord, or you know what, let's do those first 2 measures together. So from the F, 3, 4. High D minor, high E minor, A minor, open 1. And here's where we start the F chord. We have F. So we have 6, 3, 2, 4, 6, 3, 2, 6. There it is. And then it goes up to a G. Pattern here, 6, 2, 1, 3, 6, 2, 1, 3, and then it's 5, 2, 4, 2. And there I do need to hold down this note in the G chord, right? Because I'm going to need that bass note there. Here we go. The whole intro. It's beautiful, nice and slow. We're doing the whole thing here. 2, 3, 4, C. Kind of a G with a B in the bass. D minor run. Descend from the F, G. Together. Open on C. F. High D minor. High E minor. A minor. Low. An F chord. Walk up to the G. Go, victory! Good news is the verse is very similar to the intro. There's not really going to be any new concepts, just slightly different picking patterns and chord progression. But if you've mastered the intro, you're going to be able to do this. That's going to be great. We're excited about things. You're learning. Quick pitch, it's interruption time. If you're getting value out of this video, if you've watched some of my previous videos, please consider the value for value model. I'm not charging for anything. All the tabs are on my website for free. The videos are free. There's nothing behind a paywall. So if you are getting value from this, please support me. And by supporting me, you can look at the view count and look at the subscriber count. By you giving me $1 a month, $5 a month, a one-time contribution via PayPal, all of that is not only helping me out, but it's, you know, you're one person getting this music lesson right now, which probably feels cool. You're like, oh, I always want to learn this song. But there's potentially hundreds and thousands of other people who will get an education from this video. So by you contributing to me, you're helping out all of these people out there in the world, in internet land, everywhere. So if you chip $1, it's not only because you feel like you've learned something, but you're helping me get more of these videos out to more people. So every $1 you give, whatever you give, you're helping. You know what I'm saying. I don't have to keep saying this, but it's really appreciated. I would love to make more of these. I teach music. That's what I do for a living. But it would be super cool if I could make more of these and make this more, you know, a living. I'd like to do more of these videos, break down more songs that you want to hear. I already have a super long list I can't possibly get to. But if you guys buy me time, I can give you more content. And please comment below what else you'd like. I want to do a whole songwriting series, more fingerpicking stuff, technique stuff. You get what I'm saying. Let's keep learning the song, but if you can spare a couple bucks, please do that. Thank you. The first two measures are exactly the same, so here I'm just gonna sing with them. 3, 4. So close and yet so far away. Now that might be tricky to do that D minor run and sing it. Go slow, try your best. If you can't do it, you know, you can just pick the D minor like you did the other ones, right? You can make it simpler. Just keep the same pattern on D minor. 4, 4, 2, 1, 2. So close and yet so far away. Whatever works for you, you know, just meet yourself at your skill level. Challenge a little bit. If it's way too hard, then do a simpler version, but still play and learn the song. To the best of your ability, that's what I was trying to say. Hey, good news is that the next two measures are exactly the same as well, except I'm not necessarily hearing the pinch. I'm not hearing that extra thumb note on that G chord, so you'll see it down in the tab when it comes. So it's just this again, but no extra thumb there. And that's and all the things I'd hope to say. Next two measures here are a little bit different. Let's go through them slow. So instead of just a high F, we need to play the big one now. But he starts the same. Right? 4, 2, 1, 2. But then instead of going to that high D minor, he just stays on F and he does 6, 3, 2, 4. So we got the high one. And then 6, 3, 2, 4. Then we go to E minor. And I'm doing 6, 3, 2, 4. 6, 3, 2, 4. And I'm almost always doing right P, I, M, P. And then to an A minor. That's 5, 3, 2, 6. 5, 3, 2, 6. Same pattern. P, I, M, P. So let's do that with the words. have to go unsaid today. One more time, slower, 3, 4. We'll have to go unsaid today. Last two measures of the verse. Go back to F. First half is that. 6, 3, 2, 4. And then we pinch 6 and 1 here. 3, 4, 6. Pinch 3, 4, 6. So that whole measure of F. And then we have G. Let me get that rhythm right. He doesn't always do that extra little 16th note in there, so I'll show you both ways. So we got a G chord. You don't need the top one, but you do need the 5th string here. So 6, 4, sorry, 6, 3, 2, 3. Then it's a 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 4, 2. That's the second half. 5, 2, 3, 4, 2. Right, that quicker rhythm. That whole measure. Again, he's not doing that every time. Sometimes he's leaving that out. Just keeping it more sparse, so whatever you're comfortable with. And let's sing to that. 3, so the last two measures of the verse on the F. 3, 4. Perhaps until tomorrow. All right, let's sing the whole first verse together. Pardon me if I stop. I don't have it memorized. I have not rehearsed it really. All right, so 3, 4. So close and yet so far away. And all the things I'd hope to say will have to go unsaid today. Perhaps until tomorrow. Yeah, and then it's another verse exactly the same. I realize while I'm doing this that on a couple of the last notes, like when I'm doing that F and you pinch here, I'm lifting up the chord just to get that walk in. You don't necessarily have to hold the chord down the whole time. It's just something to play around with. Really pretty, you're singing it, you're doing it. If you want to do that quick run, let's do that again. From the top. So close and yet so far. So I hit the 3rd string is when I say the word far. Right, so if you're having trouble, like you really got to focus in this much, hyper-focus, figure out what's going on here. So close and yet so far away. Far away. Far away. Far away. Far away. And that's practice. You would do that, 30 more times. Take a little break, have a sip of coffee, play it another 30 times. Far away. Far away. And it's amazing. Eventually you'll get to the point where you're like, why was that hard? I can play it now. So you do the whole verse again with the second set of lyrics, and the chorus it's pretty easy. It's only 4 bars, so let's get to it. We start on F. 6, 3, 2, 3. 6, 3, 2, 3. First part, and then 4, 1, 2, 3. Then we go to a G. 6, 3, 2, 3, easy enough, and then straight to an E minor. 6, 3, 2, 6. Now you don't even need these 2 fingers, but it's implying an E minor. 6, 3, 2, 6. So that measure G. E minor. Then to an F. walking bass. 6, 3, 2, 3, 6, 3, walk it up to a G. This pattern's a little weird. 6, 3, 1, 2, 6, 3, 1, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2. And the 5 is the second fret. We're going to write a G chord. Let's sing that verse. You built your tower strong and tall. Can't you see? It's got to fall someday. And then we have a little transition. This only happens once in the song. It's verse, verse, chorus, and then you have this little transition. And then it's going to be verse, verse, chorus, but the transition then is longer. It's the intro again. But anyways, here's a little transition. We'll talk about song flow in a minute. So same chord shapes as the beginning. You got that C, but he's picking it different. He's doing 5, 2, 1, 2, right? So instead of doing it here, he just pivots his index and middle. Instead of on 2 and 3, it's now on 1 and 2. Good little trick to change the color of it. Especially on this chord, because it becomes like a G6 or something. Yeah, G with an E in there. And then we go back to the run. That's the same. And then here the walk's different. It's a G chord, and we do 6, 2, 4, 2. So that whole transition. Back to the verse, which would be the third verse. All right, before I confuse you, let's talk about song flow. We have that intro, beautiful intro. Then he sings verse, verse, right? They're just put together. It's just two kind of long stanzas. So verse, verse, chorus, and then where we are is I just showed you that short transition. Then he goes back to a verse, verse, chorus, and then it's the intro, right? Instead of the transition's really long, and it's a whole introduction again. And then we have a final verse, verse, chorus. It's all the same, right? Maybe there's slightly different arpeggios in there, not worth sweating about, nothing really that stand out different. And then we have the final chorus, and then this next part that I'm going to show you, which is the end of the song. And we've done it. So it's just the intro, verse, chorus, the little transition, verse, chorus, long transition, verse, chorus, and then here's the ending. The song's great. So pretty. I don't know why it's so dreamy. The recording's very just dreamy. All right, the short little outro is almost the same, right? But picking's different. He had some extra bass notes to give it. Townes is so clever, right? So it's the same thing, right? The first time he did it on the second and third string, then he did it on the first and second, and here he breaks it up even a little bit more to keep it interesting. So we've got. I kind of botched it, but here we'll play it out. 5. I'm too excited. I got excited to show you, and I messed up. We've got 5. Oh, so it's a C chord. 5, 2, 1, 4. Right? He does a 4 there. So instead of keeping it high, he does a low note to kind of walk it to the next chord, right? The G chord with the B in the bass. And that's 5, 2, 1, 4. Right? He interrupts it with another bass note. So. A minor, or sorry, that D run again, and then it just ends on a C chord. So that D minor run is the same. Make sure you hold that first finger down there. So I keep that first one ringing, bum, and I move the other ones up to a C chord, but I want that to ring the whole time. Oops, my thumb got in the way. All right, let's do the entire thing nice and slow. 2, 3, 4, the intro. close and yet so far away. All the things I'd hope to say. Sorry. Will have to go unsaid today. Perhaps until tomorrow. Same exact verse. Your fears have built a wall between blah 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 blah. You get it? Then a chorus. 2, 3, 4. You built your tower strong and tall. Can't you see? It's got to fall someday. First transition. Open. Then back to a verse, a chorus, back to the intro of the song, and then a chorus, and then the final exit here. 3, 4. It's gonna be lovely. You're gonna play it for your friends and loved ones, and you're gonna bring them joy, or you depress them. Don't booze and play them this song. Don't play them this song when they're boozing and having a bad day. I don't suggest it. But when you're outside and it's sunny and it's nice, then you can play it, and maybe they'll interpret it in a different way. Not in the actual way that it's meant to be interpreted, which is a really depressing song. Oh, Towns. I should rewrite these lyrics. Someone rewrite these lyrics. Make it a happy song, or make it a song about Jesus. And let me know. Send me the lyrics. I'll play it. Mike's Music Method.